There is a new trend growing on social media, but one that could be bad for your wallet. It's called money dysmorphia. Credit Karma describing it as a distorted view on finances, which can lead someone to make poor decisions. And data from a recent survey shows that Gen Z and millennials are the most common generations experiencing this problem. Here to talk about this is Ted Jenkin, CEO of Oxygen Financial and Morning Rush Financial Expert. This is a new one, money dysmorphia. Distorted view on finances.
Yeah.
So unpack this.
Yeah, well, good to see you, Jay, this morning. This is when people feel insecure about their financial standing, no matter what their money situation is. So think about this concept of body dysmorphia, where you may see your friends that have a six-pack on social media. You look in the mirror and say to yourself, I should have a six-pack too. And it can lead you to make really bad decisions because no matter how hard people work out, no matter how hard they diet, some people may not be able to have a six-pack. That's what's happening to young people financially speaking. You know, they're making bad money decisions because they're saying, I should have a Louis Vuitton bag. I should have a trip to the Amalfi Coast. I should be able to sit front row for the Super Bowl because I'm seeing my friends do it.
So following your analogy here, you're thinking that you have more than you actually do or less than you actually do, and that affects your decision making?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it can work both ways, but in this case, it's actually a lot less than you think that you have, right? You know, and people actually they're doing well, right? It's like they exercise, they diet, they actually look pretty decent, but they're saying, wait a minute, this is the modern day version of keep up with the Joneses, right? Why do my friends have a Range Rover in the driveway? You know, how are they able to go to Greece for a week? I'm not able to. I have the same kind of job. I live in the same kind of house, and it's distorting people. And what it makes them do is rack up credit card debt. It makes them spend more than the wages that they earn. They save less. In a lot of cases, it's on that side.
So it's becoming common among these younger generations. I'm guessing social media plays a prominent role here.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you go onto social media and nobody posts up their net worth statement. Nobody says I'm $82,000 of credit card debt, but it looks like they lead the life of Riley. And because you're thumbing through Instagram and TikTok so fast, you can't tell, was it one friend, was it all of my friends? And that can be really problematic. And what's happening to younger people is they're confusing this idea of being rich. A lot of young people are obsessed with being rich, but that means having stuff. And I've managed money for people for a lot of years. Having stuff is not being rich. Having money in the bank, having investments, having Roth IRA accounts, that's how you build wealth. And that's what's happening to people today. They think Kim Kardashian, and she is rich, but you know, they think having stuff is being rich, and it's not. Having material
possessions, and it requires discipline and a steady paycheck, which a lot of people don't have out there. That could be jumping from job to job. So it could be a confluence of a number of factors.
That's right.
Another term I want to talk about: loud budgeting. What is this one?
This is like the antidote for Gen Z and millennials, which is basically to say, let me do the opposite thing. I'll go onto social media, I'll go on group texts and group chats and say, look, this is my financial plan, this is my budget, and this is my way of saying, I'm going to say no. I'm not going to succumb to the financial pressure out there, because cognitively, we know we should be able to say no, but then we see our friends doing all these things. They say, oh, come on, Jay, let's go out to dinner, let's go see a show when you know you can't afford it. The purse strings pull on your heart, and then you rack up credit card debt. That's what happens to people in sort of this modern day social media world.
So what's your number one tip to have that discipline to just say no to, what was it, just unplug from social media?
It's hard. You just got to have your own financial goals. You never ever want to go into credit card to keep up with the Joneses, and don't believe all the hype. Jay, not every TikToker and YouTuber and Instagrammer's making $1 million. They all don't own a Ferrari and have a Rolex watch. Don't believe all the hype on social media. A lot of people that are on there may be in less good financial shape than you are.
I just follow Rob Nelson on TikTok, and that usually keeps my spending in check because he never posts anything. Ted Jenkin, always a pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Stay here on Scripps News. Morning Rush continues right after this.